Hey, what's up? DFS Rico coming at you with my picks and insight for this LPL 3-game slate on Tuesday, April 14th. Before I get started, if you could like, subscribe, comment at the end of the video if you got any questions. So let's get started. So early on, you got your favorites, JD Gaming over Rogue Warriors. Then you got Vici Gaming over Suning Gaming. And then LGD and Billy Gaming are kind of a toss-up. They're more like a coin toss. Both of them are looking pretty decent. So for cash, I would recommend JD Gaming and Vici Gaming just early on. And the LGD and Billy would be more GPPs. But I also do like Suning for GPPs. Rogue Warriors has been playing well, I believe. Yeah, they're on a 2-game win streak. And they beat some good teams. They beat RNG and Vici Gaming. So it's not like they're beating bad teams. They've just been playing really well. So I can see them winning as well. But I mean, as far as my favorites, for cash, I'd rather go with the more consistent teams like JD Gaming. They've won their last 4 matches as well, so it's not like they haven't been playing. They've beaten better teams. They've beaten IG, E-Star, LNG, and Suning. Those are all really good teams, at least above, better than average teams, especially E-Star and Invictus Gaming. They're like 2 of the top 4 teams in the LPL, so I would rather just bet on the team that's better throughout the year. And then as far as Vici and Suning, they're kind of just, in my opinion, Suning Gaming has the players with the highest upside on the slate with guys like Angel and Hyung Feng. I think so in GPPs I can see me playing Suning, but if you just want to be more passive, if you're playing just a couple lineups in cash or something, I'd probably recommend Vici Gaming and LGD Gaming as well. So you can kind of just pick and choose, but in my opinion, Vici Gaming is playing the best team. Even though they're favorites, I think they're playing the team with the bigger upside as far as from all the underdogs. So I can see them getting upset. So me personally, I am going to be stacking JD Gaming, and maybe I'm leaning towards LGD more than I am to Vici Gaming, and I don't think there's going to be anything that really changes my mind on that. So I mean, I was able to find some lineups where I was able to fit Peanut and Kanavi in the lineups, which are the junglers for LGD and JD Gaming, and those are practically the best players on their team throughout the season. They've been the most consistent, so it gives you pretty good upside. Even for cash, I feel like it's pretty good. So just let's get started. I mean, top lane, you got Cube that leads the pack. Nothing too special in my opinion. If you are going to be playing a top laner, I believe Zoom is the way to go with 6.6k. It's been playing really well all season. Well, since he got put into the lineup, which is the last three matches they've played, and they've won all of them. He's been consistent, he hasn't been dying much. He's won lane every time all season. He's 10-0 in games that he started on the team is. So he's really good. And then I guess you can also throw in Lies. Lies did start the last time, and I do believe he's starting for LGD again. If he's not, I will put it in the comments, but I'm pretty sure Lies should be starting again. I mean, why ruin what they've had going on? What? Yeah, so that's it for the top laners that I really like. Junglers, like I mentioned, the 2 most expensive guys, Kanavi and Peanut, which in my opinion are the best players on their team. If you are going to be playing underdogs, Sofum for Suning is the way I would go. He's probably the biggest upside as far as points per dollar, just because he's pretty cheap, and he's a really good jungler. When they're winning, it's usually due in part because he's playing really well. But like I mentioned, Kanavi up top, 7.4k, 15.6 assists per match. He's had over 80 fantasy points the last 4 matches, which is their winning streak. Just been playing really good. He leads the LPL. He's tied in the LPL with 11 player of the game. So usually when they're winning, he's getting the player of the game, which usually means he's the reason they're winning. And then you got Peanut for LGD. I mean, probably the highest upside on the slate as far as junglers. You've seen him get 121, over 100 points multiple times this season. 17.3 assists per match, which is the leader on the slate for assists for junglers. So I do like Peanut if I am going that way with LGD. And obviously, like I mentioned, if you're playing Vici Gaming, you can play Ike's, I guess, for 6.6k. But I personally, honestly, am just going through this video, I'm starting to like JDG and LGD more. But I see no issue with any of those 3 favorites. Then you got your mid laners, Yagao, and Forge if you are playing Vici, which I do believe Forge leads the slate in kills as far as the favorites. And then Yuki for LGD. He had a really good match last time out, so I can see him playing well again in a favorited matchup for sure. And then Angel if you're playing that upside, the upset. I do like him. I mean, you've seen him get 100 plus multiple times in victories this season. So if they're winning, it's usually going to be due in part because of Angel and their AD carry. And when they win, they usually dominate. Like, they dominate their lane. The jungler really funnels all his activity towards the mid lane and the AD carry, and just tries to snowball them. Really is what ends up happening. And if that happens, if Sofim can do that, I can really see them winning against Vici Gaming. Which Vici Gaming is nothing too special. They're good. They're just not amazing. They're not consistent in my opinion. And then Kramer, if you're playing LGD, I prefer him over Loken for JDG if you're going to be stacking those teams. Then you got iBoy for Vici Gaming, which I believe he's been playing pretty well lately, but to my opinion, he's not as good as Loken or Kramer. Well, it's probably due in part just because Kanavi's really good at snowballing Loken, which is usually what ends up happening. And then, like I mentioned, Hung Fang, he's 7.2K for good reason. Highest upside on the slate. 117 points. You've seen him get multiple times more than anyone on the slate, over 100 fantasy points. Even in losses, he's gotten 107 fantasy points. So he is a really good player for sure. When you watch him play, he's a really good AD carry. So I can see nothing wrong with them. Then you got your supports, Killua, and LV Mao are probably the two best supports. Killua's not even on the highest favored team, and he's the most expensive support with good reason. 26.7 assists per match, which leads the slate. It's just a really good support. And then you got LV Mao, 22.4 assists per match in this 4-match win streak, which I do see him as the biggest favorite, so I said, on the slate. So I do like him a lot just to save that money. And I think that's really it as far as supports. And like I mentioned, back to the teams, JD Gaming, LGD, and Vici Gaming that's the order I would rank them in, for me, in cash at least. For GPPs, I do like JD, LGD, and Suning are probably my favorite in there as well. You can probably make some pretty good lineups with JD Gaming and Suning, or LGD and Suning, which I think will be less popular if you're playing in the bigger contests. Maybe if you're doing like single entry or something, JD Gaming and LGD might be the better way to go, just because it might be a little safer, or even JD and Suning. Those are the ways I would be pairing. Like I said, I don't play a lot of lineups today, so I mean, my player pool is not really crazy. I'm not playing like the teams that are less favored. I just take my chances on like today, like Suning, for example. They're not huge underdogs, but they are a good team. So like, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment at the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I could continue cashing, and hopefully eventually I could take down one of these GPPs. That's usually how it's been going. I've been doing really good in cash. So thanks for watching.